Welcome back to Newsmax Now. I'm Miranda Kahn. Time now to take a look at some of your money news. Retail sales dropped to their lowest level since February, according to the Department of Commerce. One reason for the slowdown, people purchased fewer cars. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker officially throws his hat into the 2016 presidential race, and in doing so, he calls the debate over minimum wage, well, lame.
Instead of focusing on that, we need to talk about how do we get people the skills and the education, the qualifications they need to take on careers that pay far more than minimum wage.
And it didn't take long for union bosses to go after Walker. Richard Trumka, who's the president of the AFL-CIO, tweeted this message: Scott Walker is a national disgrace. While Walker may be taking hits, as well as much of the retail market, Johnson & Johnson reports better than expected profits, and now it's raising its profit forecast for the year. The healthcare giant says sales of older drugs help offset the impact of a strong dollar. Curtis James Jackson III could use a strong dollar, a few of them, in fact. The rapper, better known as 50 Cent, just filed for bankruptcy. The filing comes after a judge ordered him to pay $5 million to a woman following a lawsuit. 50 Cent earned $100 million when he sold his stake in vitamin water to Coca-Cola back in 2007.
All right, Miranda, thanks for that. And joining us right now to talk about some of the financial stories of the day, including how the Iranian deal is going to impact the global markets, is Tom Hutchinson, senior financial editor of the High Income Factor newsletter. As always, Tom, it's great to have you with us.
Well, it's great to be here, John. Thank you.
All right, so one of the less talked about aspects of this is what this deal is doing to oil prices. They have dropped yet again today after the U.S. announced, along with those world powers, that had reached a nuclear deal with Iran. The agreement clears the way for Iran to return to the global oil market. And some critics say this could have a major impact on oil prices. What do you say?
Well, it's going to have an impact. I don't know that it's going to have that much of a major impact. It's going to take them a while to get ratcheted up back to where they were, which is about 3 million barrels a day. So it's not enormous, but again, it's still increasing supply. So you're getting supply going up, demand weakening as the global economy is sort of sputtering again. And none of this is healthy for oil prices, so we see it going down.
And we know Saudi Arabia can't be too happy about this deal either. They also have the ability to impact oil prices. Do you see any reaction from Saudi Arabia?
Well, I mean, they'll probably ratchet up production somewhat, as they've already done. But, you know, what are they going to do about it? They're not going to like it, but right. We'll see.
All right. Well, now that the UN sanctions against Iran are set to be lifted, what kind of impact do you think that will have, and how much money do you see flowing into Iran once that does happen?
Well, it's supposed to be gradual, so it's nothing immediate. It's by the agreement, it's over the course of several months. But, you know, this is the biggest economy to be added to the world market since the fall of the Soviet Union. So you're getting a player that's fairly sizable. It's no Greece coming onto the world stage, and it could have a significant impact. Not only in oil prices, but in the Middle East, trade with Europe. I think they're a huge oil supplier to Europe. So economically, I think it's good. Politically, it's a different story, but economically, an economy like this coming on, it's good news.
And what types of products do you think could be introduced to a country like Iran, since it's been so closed off from the rest of the world for so long?
Well, a lot. You know, the technology, the iPhones, jeans, you know, just about everything. They'll eat it up with a spoon. So it's another nice market. But again, it's going to be gradual. It's not going to be the day after tomorrow, all of a sudden these huge markets are flying open. The economy needs a lot of repair. And before you see any kind of robust demand, it's going to take a little bit. But they expect the Iranian officials, to the extent they can be trusted, right, to grow at 7-8% for the next several years when these sanctions come off.
All right, so we're looking for Iran to become a major player, as you mentioned, the largest economy to join the rest of the world here since the fall of the Soviet Union, and perhaps so maybe American products can get in there. I guess everyone's looking for perhaps some silver linings to what appears to be a pretty concerning deal right now. Perhaps that might be one of them.
Yeah, that is a silver lining. It may have laid the building blocks for World War III, but there might be a few more products to sell in the meantime.
Yeah, well, there's always that, right? The prospect of that. Very concerning nonetheless. But, Tom, that's why we have you here to take a look at these financial stories and get your take on them. Of course, for folks who want to get more information from Tom and from his High Income Factor newsletter, all they have to do is go to moneynews.com/HIF. And you see that right up here on the screen. Again, that is moneynews.com/HIF. Tom Hutchinson, as always, great to see you, and we'll have you back real soon. All right, more to come here on Newsmax Now. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.